Cooper Marcher here. The unexpected discovery of a whale skeleton hundreds of miles from the sea and more than 200 feet above sea level in 1849 is a reminder of how much sea levels can change. In August 1849, a farmer named George Thorpe noticed some odd grooved bones poking up from a pile of dirt unearthed by railroad workers building a new line through Charlotte, Vermont. The bones came from a large animal, but nothing familiar like a horse or a cow. Thorpe boxed up the mysterious bone and some others he found in a pile and sent them to the University of Vermont naturalist Zadok Thompson. After scrutinizing the bones and consulting with leading scientists, Thompson offered an answer. They are whale bones, specifically a beluga whale. How do you get a whale in Vermont? Thompson wondered. The bones were evacuated from a landlocked central part of the state, about 200 feet above sea level and 200 miles from any ocean. It was a question that would occupy some of the greatest scientific minds of the day. Discovered at a time when little was understood about how or why the Earth had ice ages, the whale bones eventually became a key piece of evidence that a huge sheet of glacial ice had once covered much of eastern Canada and New England. The bones also served as a hint of something that wasn't initially obvious. It was not just higher sea levels that put this part of Vermont underwater about 13,000 years ago. The land itself sunk. Since the Earth's crust sits on a layer of flexible rock in the upper mantle, the immense weight of so much ice would have pushed the Earth's surface down by hundreds of feet. After the peak of glacial maximum, as the climate warmed significantly, the height of the land and sea changed. A great deal of ice was lost from the global sheets during that period, equivalent to about 130 feet of global mean sea level rise, explained Ivins, who studies past and current sea level rises. As the ice sheet retreated north, ocean water and meltwater inundated the vast depression in the land surface that had been created by the weight of the ice, an area that included the St. Lawrence Valley, southern Quebec, eastern Ontario, and parts of New York. The Champlain Sea was formed. The sea likely covered an area as large as modern Lake Michigan. Its northern shores were flanked by cliffs of towering ice that dropped a steady supply of icebergs into the sea. Its southern shores transitioned into marshy tundra and forests. Based on the diversity of fossils found in the fine-grained sediments below it, the Champlain Sea must have teemed with sea life ranging from barnacles and clams to seals and walruses, much like Hudson Bay today. As the land rose, the Champlain Sea turned first into a series of freshwater lakes. Over time, most of these lakes dried up, though one large relic persists to this day, and that is beautiful Lake Champlain. Cooper Marcher here. Ciao!